Welcome back to the Crosspoints podcast.
Yeah, we're back.
Yes,
the summer is over.
Oh my goodness.
Yes.
Did you have a good summer?
I had a great summer. Lots of fun stuff.
Yes, you traveled.
I traveled, went to Boston, went to Texas, performed a wedding in Texas.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, very fun.
Nice.
Yeah, I had a great time. What about you?
Yeah, I traveled to Chicago. We both went to
Chicago, yeah.
Yes.
You told me about some great deep dish pizza.
It was legit.
It was really good. Thank you for that, by the way. That was really good. Yeah.
Just go ahead and email me in for some tips for traveling. I'm happy to. Yeah, so we are here. This is the start of season 2. I'm so excited to be here for season 2.
I know, wow.
It's going to be great.
I know.
And today I thought we'd start off with something that's like, it's on everybody's mind. Everybody wants to know about it.
Do they?
I mean, yes.
Of course.
Aliens.
Like aliens, real aliens.
Like, do aliens exist? Have they come to Earth? Does it mess with your theology if you believe in aliens?
That's the big question.
Can you be a Christian and believe in aliens?
Can you be a Christian? Hey, did you know they're having a big series on, I think it's the History Channel, on ancient aliens?
No, I did not. But I feel like the History Channel has a lot of aliens.
They do a lot of that. So it's a big topic, I think.
I like it.
Yeah.
What's your pop culture experience with aliens?
Well, I grew up back in the 80s.
Okay.
And so E.T. was huge.
Yes.
I mean, really huge.
Drew Barrymore at her finest.
Yes, and I remember watching that in the theater and being like, I love Star Wars.
Theater for E.T.
Oh yeah, I know. I love Star Wars.
Okay.
But E.T. was like on a different level because it wasn't so super science fiction.
Yeah.
It was like more real.
Totally.
Does that make sense?
Yes.
And so when, E.T. came and he was in the house with Drew Barrymore and she made him a doll and put him in the closet and all those kind of fun stuff. And then Elliot, I felt like I was Elliot.
Did you, when you watched E.T., did you think, what a cute alien? Or were you like, he's freaky looking?
Oh, no, he was awesome.
Okay.
Elliot, E.T. was great.
Because when I watched it, I was like, this guy's gross.
Really?
I was not into the look of E.T. He was kind of nasty.
There was something wrong with you. E.T. was awesome.
And it's funny that you mentioned Star Wars, because when I was thinking about pop culture for aliens, I didn't even think about Star Wars.
You didn't?
It's just its own world,
I guess it is kind of, its own world, but it is.
Totally.
Come on, if that's not aliens, I don't know what.
I know.
So what about you? What would be something that you...
Okay, I feel like my first one was Signs.
Signs.
M. Night Shyamalan movie.
Oh yeah, I saw that.
That really creeped me out from aliens.
That creeped me out a little bit.
I mean, and that is a Christian, he's a priest, an ex-priest, an ex-pastor, dealing with aliens.
I don't remember that.
Do you remember Mel Gibson?
Yeah, remember Mel Gibson? I didn't realize that there was the priest in the background.
Yes.
I didn't remember.
I know.
Okay.
I know. You should have prepped with it. What
was I thinking? Come on. So you remember that one?
Yes.
Okay.
And then we watched Contact at school with Jodie Foster.
Yes, of course.
Why did we watch that at school?
Yeah,
I don't know.
Some teacher was a little bit lazy there. Let's just... I don't know.
I know. Yep. So we watched that one.
Okay.
But I would say that there's a big difference between watching maybe Independence Day that you're oh my goodness, and then all of a sudden Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh yeah,
Yeah, it's some things are friendly aliens.
Absolutely.
And you're cool.
They would hang out with me.
Yes.
They'd be friends with me. I could be part of the crew.
Yeah, Avatar.
Yes. Okay.
You're oh yeah, totally. But then some of them you're let's kill them. Let's take them
let's
down.
Take them down. Will Smith, get the plane in the air and let's go take it out.
Exactly.
Yeah, exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So let me ask you.
Okay.
Do you believe in aliens?
Aura, I'm here. This is the universal premiere of my understanding of aliens.
Yes.
And I want you to know, I believe that aliens could very well exist.
Oh my God!
Yes, I am one of those people. So then I have to reciprocate the question. What do you feel about that?
I just feel the universe is so big.
You're hedging.
I know. Okay. Well, I don't like the idea of creepy green people.
Okay.
If I can picture them a little differently and different, then yes.
You're more Guardians of the Galaxy than you are Independence Day.
Totally. I'm I don't know about these tentacles and
right.
I don't like that at all.
Okay.
But
so what are you saying?
I'm saying that I wouldn't rule it out.
You wouldn't rule it out?
Yes.
If you were to put it on a spectrum of 1 to 100, 100 being I'm really confident there's going to be aliens, or 1 is no way.
I would say I'm a 25.
Oh, 25%?
Yeah, what
75%.
Oh my goodness.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Wow, it's
Yeah.
nice to be sitting with a believer.
So here we are. Yeah, so that'll be interesting, our discussion. Because again, as we should tell our audience, we don't talk ahead of time.
We do not.
So we don't know what each other thinks.
I didn't know he was
good.
crazy.
Yeah. So going back to your point, like, the universe is so massive.
Yes.
I mean, it is massive. So if you've never seen this film, you should go on YouTube.
Okay.
And we need to put it in the comments below, okay?
Yeah, we'll link it.
It's called The Power of 10. Have you seen this?
No.
So The Power of 10 was done in 1968 by this scientist who measures the distance by powers of 10 all the way out to the universe, as far out as we can kind of reach. And each time it gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you realize while you're watching this that the planet Earth, is so infinitesimally small compared to everything else.
Yes.
So I highly recommend that you see that. Like, it makes you go, we are so small.
Insignificant.
Yes.
Yes. In the scale, like in the universe.
And then bringing a theological perspective in, God is so big.
Yes.
Right? If we are so small, if He's created all of this, He's so big.
I know.
Yeah.
Okay, well, I watched, or something that I saw, I saw it quite a few years ago, but you can still find it on YouTube.
Okay.
It's Louis Giglio. He talks about, God and the universe and the creation.
Does he talk about aliens, or he just talking about just
the size, so that you can kind of get how big God is.
Right, okay, gotcha.
And he said, the research that he said was that, if we were going to say what the Milky Way is, which is where we live, it's our subdivision,
right,
if you will.
Yes.
It's the size of a quarter.
Right.
And the whole galaxy is the size of North America.
Right, and galaxy is just one little tiny piece of the whole cosmos.
Yeah, I'm sorry, the whole universe. Yes, it's all the size of North America. So we're just like a blip.
Just, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, and I would say it's even bigger than that.
Okay.
Because the universe keeps expanding from what we understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at you, science
so
guy.
Watch out. I got
Don't
all this stuff. I was so excited when we talked about let's talk about aliens. So I'm like, okay, yeah, I want to dive into this.
Yes.
Okay.
Well, I love the idea of how big the universe, or how big space is in the universe, and that God's creating it. It's all fascinating to me.
Right.
It makes me feel like the significance and the insignificance of humankind. I like that. I like the whole thing. It's pretty interesting to me.
Yep.
It makes you feel like, oh my gosh, God's legit huge.
Huge.
Whoa.
So there have been real theological divides on this issue, aliens, and it stretches back a long time.
Oh,
I don't know if you knew this or not.
I didn't.
Yeah. Oh no, it's a big. I wouldn't say huge, but it's been quite a discussion.
Okay.
Okay. So if we go all the way back to the idea that the universe is ever expanding, and there's this idea that the universe is continuing to create, so to speak, okay? And if God's in the middle of that, if He's a creating God, then do we really understand all that's out there? Of course, the answer is no. We don't know all that's out there, okay? But if we bring it back in, there have been a divide between theologians that say God could only create humanity in the universe because Jesus went to the earth to die for humanity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
If there's other life that's out there that's created, then do they have a soul? And if they do have a soul, would Jesus have to die for them as well?
That's my question.
Or did they sin? And are there perfected people
Adam
somewhere?
And Eve never took it.
Exactly. Yes. So most theologians say there's no way that could take place.
Okay. And
you couldn't be a Christian if you believed in aliens because only Jesus died for the planet.
Yes.
I don't know if you're following the logic of what I'm talking about. Okay. Then on the flip side, others would say, what are you talking about? You're discounting the whole range of the universe to say that a creating God has only created life on planet Earth. That's like saying the Earth is flat and that's all that there is, that the Earth is the center of the universe, which we know it's not.
Yes, yeah. And do you think that God would create this whole thing just for our little tiny corner to witness this?
Yeah.
For us, that's it, just for our amusement, I guess.
Yeah. So go back to John Adams.
Okay.
Second president of the United States. This is what he had to say. He said, so in his diary, in April 24th, 1756. This is what he has to say. If other worlds were inhabited, then Jesus would have to die on those worlds. So even back in 1756, they were already talking about this. Isn't that crazy?
That's so great.
Yeah. And of course, I have to throw out, because I know you love it every time somebody mentions C.S. Lewis. But C.S. Lewis,
Tell me what he thought about it.
C.S. Lewis was huge into the possible belief that there was alien life out there.
He was.
Oh, absolutely. And I don't know if you knew this, but he actually wrote three different novels about alien travel.
Oh,
and about
no,
travel to other planets.
Oh, okay.
Out of the Silent Planet, Paralandra, and then another one, I can't quite remember the name of it. And he's really big on, travel to interplanetary travel.
Star Trek.
And the possibility of that.
He's into it.
Oh,
Beat
totally.
me up, Scott.
Absolutely.
I like it.
C.S. Lewis.
Yes.
Here is this guy that's Oxford educated that is totally into it.
That's really interesting.
Isn't that crazy? Yeah.
So, well, what about the idea, what if there is life, but they're like animals. They're not intelligent life.
Right.
Does that make it easier, you think, for most people to stomach?
Well, see, I don't have a problem with it, so it's a little harder for me. For me to put myself in and maybe I should ask you the question. What is it easier for you?
I feel like yes, if you have the theological thing of if you think well, if we're humans, we're better than the animals or whatever, then it's a little easier because then you don't have to be well, Jesus didn't have to die for the animals.
We don't have to worry about that.
I know.
Yeah,
but you do wonder, wait a second, is it is he then does he have to be reborn and birthed on that planet and then die again over and over again?
Right.
I mean,
I don't know, right? These are the big questions that we have. I don't know. Yeah. Now, one of the other kind of, again, go back to kind of some theological discussion here, is that if there is life on another planet somewhere, theologically, we have to understand something.
Okay.
Because the question has been posed: if we find life on another planet, does that throw out our whole understanding of who God is? Think about that just for a second. If we discover there's aliens 10 years from now, what is that going to do to Christianity?
I think we'll lose some Christians to that.
I think some people, it will shake their faith.
Yeah.
Okay. But if we look at Scripture, now Scripture is silent on whether there's alien life or whatever. But
come on, Scripture.
I know, come on. What's up with that? But we should be clear on this, that the Bible has something to say about creation overall, which extends to the whole universe.
Yes.
And in John chapter 1, verse 3, it says, without him, in other words, without God, nothing was made that was made.
Yeah.
I know it's kind of a play on words there, but in other words, there's nothing out there in all of the universe that wasn't created by God.
Yeah.
In other words, God created everything. So our faith shouldn't be shaken if we do discover there's aliens or we discover whatever, because God is the creator of everything that we know.
Yes. Yeah. We're kind of inherently self-centered to be well, wait, what does that do to me if he did something else?
It's like being the younger brother. What? There's somebody else. Or the older brother knowing that the new, you're pregnant, right? Your kids. There's someone else coming in the family. Come on, what's up with that?
Are we against this idea or are we for this idea?
Right.
I know. Well, I had Isaiah 40:26
what do you got?
written down. It's, look up to the heavens, who created all the stars?
Yes.
He brings them out like an army, one after another, calling each by name. Yeah. Which is crazy to think of the stars that are billions upon billions of stars. Knowing the names of all the stars.
God knows every single one.
That's crazy.
It is insane, and I absolutely love it.
Yeah.
I think it's so awesome.
That is really cool.
It continues to go to the fact that we as humans know so very little.
Yes.
And it puts us in our place that God is so massive.
True.
And I know we've said that over and over, but it's really true.
It is cool.
And it helps bring a bit of humility to us.
I agree.
Even with all of our technological advances and all the smartphones and all the computers and the AI and all that kind of stuff, we still don't know very much.
I know. Right. There's a fun fact.
Okay.
Is that when go back years and years when I was really struggling, I was more of an atheist than a Christian for sure. Okay. I started studying the stars in school at one point.
Really?
And it's what made me believe that there had to be a God. Not necessarily a Christian God, but a God.
No, there's something had to make this happen.
Yes, because it was so mind-blowing to me that it could be that vast.
Which is what Scripture says, the heavens declare the handiwork of God, right? Yeah. Psalm 19 or whatever. I mean, that's powerful.
Yeah.
So it helps shift you from being hardcore, no way there couldn't be anything.
Yes.
Okay, maybe there's
wow, this is kind of crazy. Once you start getting into it and nerdy about it, you're this is crazy.
And it's really true. I think you have to have more belief that it just randomly happens than to believe that there's a designer and a creator.
Yeah. I mean, and it's huge. Even just thinking about the Milky Way being just small compared, like just being like a little thing in like everything,
Yeah.
and then we're just a little blip in the Milky Way.
See, I'm starting to hear something in you. I think you're more comfortable talking about planets than you are aliens.
I think you're probably
so let's
right.
let's dive in. See, I did some research too. Did you know that half of the people in the UK, Germany, and the United States believe in aliens?
No.
Half.
No.
Okay, then it gets even better.
Okay.
Now I don't subscribe to this.
Okay.
But a third of Americans believe that aliens have already visited planet Earth.
I've heard that too.
1/3,
I've heard that
33% of
too.
Americans believe that aliens have already been here.
Do you
That
think
maybe
that
they built the pyramids.
Do you think that aliens have like that you just randomly walk by an alien one day?
No, I don't
Okay.
think that aliens have visited
Come to
Earth.
Earth.
No.
Okay.
Well, okay,
Oh.
hold it. Are you ready? Are you
Okay.
ready? I think that aliens exist and we have interacted with them.
You do.
I do.
Oh my
100%.
gosh! Let the record
100%.
show
Right here,
how
right
crazy
now.
this guy
Okay,
is.
I know. Watch out. Should I be a pastor of this church? I mean, I think we have some issues to deal with.
No, I love this.
Okay, why?
Yes.
Okay,
tell
you're
me
gonna
why.
go. Oh, of course. When I say
Area
it.
51 is what
Okay.
you're gonna say.
Oh, we need to talk about that
Okay.
before I reveal why I can prove that there's aliens.
Yes.
Have you heard about the Area 51 that everyone is supposed to come? I can't remember what the date is. Maybe it's already passed. That all the people are supposed to come and storm Area 51 and find out and discover what the government is hiding.
What are they hiding, David?
I don't know.
I would storm it.
Would you do
if
it?
I was like in the area.
Okay.
I mean-
Then you would, and maybe you weren't pregnant. Okay, so this is my universal coming out to tell you why I
Oh
know
my
that
goodness.
aliens exist.
Oh my goodness.
Are you ready for this?
Yep, I'm nervous.
Okay, here we go. Do you believe that angels are real?
Yeah, sure. Uh-huh.
Do you believe that, okay, so they're not from Earth.
Mm-hmm.
In a sense,
Are you
they're
calling
extra.
aliens
I'm just
angels?
saying, are they extraterrestrials?
I know.
I mean,
No,
classify
they're
what are they?
angels. They're angels.
Well, how would you classify them then?
Heavenly beings.
Heavenly being. Aliens from outer space? I know, it's kind of strange. But,
So, yeah.
but think about this
Okay.
though, seriously, I'm making fun of it.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah.
Okay, but the idea that angels are not, they're not from planet Earth.
Yes.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
So this is another discussion. Like there are maybe different dimensions. Do you believe there are different dimensions?
I don't know, but
that
I
God
cannot
has
believe how
created?
much of a nerd you are.
I love this stuff. Like I believe angels exist in another dimension.
Okay.
And sometimes they reach
I love this
into
so much.
our dimension and God allows them
This is
because
so
they're
great.
His messengers.
Yes.
Like God exists in a different dimension than we do because
Yes.
we can't see Him.
I like it.
So how else does it work if we can't see?
Oh my
So
gosh,
we're
I
going to
love this
step
so
into a
much.
different
Yes,
dimension.
okay,
I
okay.
love it.
It's like the Avengers on like Christian
Right.
crack.
Well, it says in Colossians that God created all things, visible and invisible.
Yeah.
To me, it's like, okay, there are things we can see and we can't see. For our terminology, to me, I see it as being different dimensions.
Okay. Yeah, I like it. I like that theory. I'm down with it.
Right, okay. And there are, according to Scripture, tens of thousands of angels.
That's pretty hard to imagine.
Think about that.
Because I feel like they only mention one by name. So.
Right, so we know there's two that are mentioned by name.
Okay,
Yeah, Gabriel and Michael,
Michael,
right?
yes,
okay,
okay,
Michael,
yes.
yeah, okay. And then if you're Catholic, there's another one or two
Yes.
that they have there as well.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of one. Raphael?
Yeah, Raphael,
okay,
right, yeah, something like that. But the idea of angelic messengers working on behalf of God, coming in and interacting with us.
Yes.
Are they aliens? I mean, they're spirit beings. They're
Yes.
not from planet Earth.
Do you think they like live on their own planet though? You think they're like when they clock
so
out,
then
they go and hang
the
out?
question is, does it require, in order to classify something as an angel, do they have to have their own planet?
Yeah.
That's what you would
Like,
say.
are they going?
Do they have a heavenly home?
Yeah.
Well, I think they have a heavenly home.
Yeah, and it's not heaven.
Well, where is heaven?
Oh,
now we just got a big conversation. Well, we could probably talk all day on this. It's kind of fun, right?
Well, okay. Something that I thought was really interesting that, like in the past when we were always like talking about aliens and looking for aliens, we were always doing like radio signals.
Yes. Okay.
And now we're trying to progress past that to like infrared technology, like telescopes to see everything, which like makes the assumption that we are like for sure looking for like really intelligent life.
Oh, and spending money to make this happen. Yes, absolutely.
And I just think that's so interesting that we're not like I mean, we went from like, there's water on Mars,
Right.
to like, let's see if these like really intelligent life forms live in other galaxies and live in, and like.
So there's something like within, see,
Yes.
this is your point, right?
Yes.
There's something within us that says there's more.
Yes.
And obviously from a Christian perspective, that more is God.
Mhm.
Like there is something that he's put within us to say that we're created for something way more.
Yeah.
In other words, that we're gonna live in a new heavens and a new earth. What is
Mhm.
that gonna mean? I think,
Oh boy.
I'm
Oh
coming out
boy.
with something else, that God has created this massive universe and that we only see in one dimension, but God's gonna allow us to see in other dimensions. And my hope and expectation is that we will engage in interplanetary travel and we'll be able to create and we'll be able to do all these amazing things
Oh my goodness.
and travel all over. That's what I hope.
I love it.
I don't know if it's true or not, but
Yes.
what are we gonna do for eternity?
I don't know, I wonder that a lot.
When it comes to, I mean, we're not just gonna play some harp up in heaven. I mean, I
know.
know God has more for us than that. If he created this world that we can see, what about the world we can't see? It's gotta be amazing.
Yeah.
And that's what I think C.S. Lewis was tapping into when he was talking about Narnia and all these other things. It's wow, I get excited about it.
I like that because I do sometimes think, like, are we seriously going to sit around and do praise and worship for like forever?
Right. Like count me out.
That's a long time.
That's a long time. No, I think it's going to be creative and wonderful and beautiful.
I like
It's
that.
gonna be awesome.
Oh man.
Yeah, okay.
Well, I'm really interested to know what our viewers think.
I
about
really do.
aliens.
I think we should take a poll. What do you
Yeah,
think?
okay,
Like
cool.
seriously.
Okay.
Like, hey, I came out. I was vulnerable.
This guy.
I said that I'm pretty confident there might be alien. Now I could be wrong.
Yes.
There's no biblical evidence for it,
Mhm.
but it could be.
Yeah. No.
So
I like it.
what kind of poll should we do?
Okay. Number one. Question
Okay.
number one.
Number one.
Do you believe in aliens?
I think that's a great question.
Start
and,
there.
and if so, like where would you put it? Like you're like, I'm 10%
Yes.
sure that there's aliens, or man, I'm more like Pastor David. I mean,
You're invested.
are you more with Aura or are you more with David? Let's
Yeah.
find out here.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then I
Question
think also,
two.
yeah, question two. If
Okay.
you believe in aliens, do you think they've ever come here?
Yeah, pyramids.
Have
Things
they
that we
visited
can't
Earth?
explain.
Yeah, Stonehenge.
Okay, I love it.
Yeah.
Stonehenge is
Yes,
another. We
anything.
didn't talk about all those
I
stuff.
know.
I'd love to geek
Crop
out on all
circles.
this stuff.
I mean, come on.
Crop circles, come on. How does that happen?
I know. Well, let us know.
Okay,
Comment
yes.
below. Let us know. And we are so interested in what you would have us talk about next.
Yes.
Please give us some
Obviously,
suggestions.
we're pretty open and wide here. If we're talking aliens on season 2 episode.
I know. What
yeah.
will we think of next?
There you go.
Email us at podcast@crosspointschurch.com and just give us some suggestions that you want us to talk about. We're happy to talk about it.
Fantastic.
See you next week.